Hey everybody, this is Jeff here, and welcome back to the Raging Deacon Workshop. For those of you coming back to the channel, hey, it's good to see you, but listen, I think you still got some of your tools hanging out in the corner over there, and I need that space back in my workshop. For those of you coming to the channel for the first time, good to see you. Listen, as soon as those bums get their tools out of the way, we'll make some space for you here in the workshop. Hey, so on today's episode, we are going to be working on this. This is an item I found in the poor man's flea market. It is what I know what is called. It's called a Taters-n-Onions drawer or storage cabinet. And yeah, it's been, as you can tell, this thing has seen some better days. And so our goal for this episode, we're going to see if we can fix this thing up. Not with new stuff that we found that I've bought and repaired it with. I know I can do that. But we're going to see if we can use other things that we found from the poor man's flea market to fix this up and make it look like it's brand new and ready to find some space in someone's house. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at what we are going to have to do for this project. Okay, so first things first, let's take a quick look at what exactly is, or what makes up a Taters-n-Onions drawer, or cabinet. Man, I don't even know what to call it. You know what? As soon as I get done recording this section, I'm going to go look it up again, what it's exactly called. I should write these things down. Anyways, so one of the key features of this is that it has two storage areas. So it's got a top storage area. I don't remember if the top is for the taters or in its bottom storage area, and I don't know if taters go up and onions go down, or if it's the other way around. But normally these things have a lid which opens. As you can see, mine is broken right now, and normally, you know, something would go in the top there. So we're gonna have to obviously fix that, replace that. In the bottom is a drawer, like we said. So the bottom has a drawer, and right now the drawer, oh, it comes out. Look at that. Oh, and we got a surprise in the drawer. So we'll have to clean that out with some gloves on. Okay, I'm back, and I've dumped some stuff out of the drawer. I haven't even attempted to really clean it. We got some gloves on. As you can see, this drawer is just a mess. It's water damage on the back. Of course, it's dirty inside. Water stains. That's been cracked right there as well, and it's cracked down here. So we might have to remake the drawer. Just so you know, I don't actually have a plan. I didn't pre-plan anything out for this, so I'm examining it with you right now, and we're just going to come up with our plan on the fly. I will show you our materials in a second. So that's the second part of the Taters-n-Onions contraption here, is that we have the bottom drawer. Another part, it's not a storage area, but another feature of the Taters-n-Onions, on the back you can see that the back is it's perforated. So I assume that's just to let airflow in and help keep vegetables from spoiling quickly. So, and as you can see, once again, water damage. It started delaminating and everything. So we're probably going to have to replace that as well. So let me show you the materials that I have to work with, that I have picked out of the poor man's flea market to help and try fix our Taters-n-Onions drawer. All right, so one little minor correction. I know I said like I haven't done any planning about this. I haven't specifically tried to figure out what I'm gonna fix. What I have been, when I found this and did a quick assessment, I have been on the lookout for pieces and parts that might help us fix things. So, first thing that we have here, you remember, that we've got our lid, and so I think what will help us is that we have a door to some kind of like prefabbed entertainment cabinet or somebody's, I don't know, dresser, like standing dresser, but it's good solid wood on the front. The wood is already sort of finished, and so we maybe do like a two-tone finish on this whole thing, like with a lighter top and a darker. I have a paint that I may try to use for this. I don't know. We'll see. So that I think we're going to try to use for the top, and we'll see how that goes. All right, then for our drawer, I actually have two of these. I found some other drawers. Now, definitely not the same height and everything, but I thought what we might be able to do is steal some parts from it. So I definitely maybe might replace the handle. Well, I don't know if we'll keep the front. I mean, this has got a nice little heart motif on it, or decorative cutouts on it. I don't know. I don't know if we'll try to save that or not. It's split right on where the joinery goes into the side there. I found some 3/4 plywood. It does have a little water damage down on this end, but it still has a lot of good wood up here, and I think it'll be more than enough for that. Let's switch over to the back real quick. So then on the back, remember with the back, we have to have the ventilation in the back with holes and everything. So I found some pegboard out in the poor man's flea market. It's got some damage to it and everything, but once again, I think there's enough that we'll be able to use it on our project. So that is the plan so far. We're just going to kind of wing it on this. We have a broad idea of what we're going to have to fix and replace, and then we're just going to see what happens, and we're just going to go with the flow. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, friends, we are going to be doing something new in this video. We are going to be keeping score. So if you look up there in the top left-hand corner, there's our score counter. It's at 0, and we are going to be using our scoring system to help keep track of like the interesting parts of the video. So when something interesting happens, you'll hear this and see this. And then as you can see, the score gets added up there to the total score at the top. Now, everything is just worth positive values in this game. So if I make a mistake, extra points. If I do something good, extra points. If something just generally silly or interesting happens, extra points. So I think you get it there. We're just having fun, okay? All right, let's get to it. updated where we are. We're looking at the bottom of our little taters and onions thing here, and we're gonna continue to pull things out. So we're gonna pull all of this out, including in here, and then we're gonna clean around. We're gonna clean the inside. So we will, you know, of course, remove the various amounts of cobwebs and dust, and then I just think I'll take some simple degreaser, degrease the inside, and then we may go to the sander after that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we'll continue with a little demolition, a little cleanup, and then we'll see what's next. All right, I've done some more thinking about this as I was taking it apart. Let me take a step back. We're going to sand it down. We're definitely going to put some shellac on it at some point. I want to see how good the grain looks on this. If the grain looks great, we'll shellac it, and I think we'll just leave it natural as is. If it looks a little questionable, we'll first actually put a coat of black epoxy, not epoxy. We'll do a coat of black enamel, and then we'll do a coat of shellac over it. So the enamel will hide whatever, you know, inconsistencies in the grain of the wood, if we want to go that route, and then the shellac will go and seal it right up and give it a nice finish. That's the new plan so far. You know, I kind of realized that I'm probably doing this in a slightly wrong order. I probably should have sanded it first and then done some degreasing, because a lot I'm pulling off is off the surface of the wood. And now I just spent some time I'm going to sand it anyways. And anyways, that sanding would have gotten the dirty layer of wood off and exposed the good wood underneath. Oh well. I think we're gonna have to go. Honestly, it's looking like we're gonna have to go the enamel route with the shellac over it rather than the wood. But we won't know until I do that sanding. But I think that's gonna be some pretty deep staining. So, anyways, we're gonna continue on, and we'll see. So I'm gonna say that at least on the outside, you know, the sanding is working pretty good. I think that'll be good. It's actually got some really nice grain right there, so I'm thinking about a different painting strategy, but we will see. All right, I'm gonna go back to the inside and see how the inside sands out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is here that I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole and changed my mind about what I was going to do with the finish. I decided I didn't want to do any kind of like enamel, so here you can see me testing with some boiled linseed oil, and I didn't really like that. So then I went to this rich mahogany stain, and I actually started liking that. I then actually went to a Spanish oak as well, and what I've decided on was that I might try to do a combination between the Spanish oak and the rich mahogany. So now that we're going to be staining, problem is we destroyed the drawer. Like, I don't think I could put that. I don't even want to attempt to put it back there. I don't even know if I can find. Meaning that the drawer will have a different grain of wood. When I was thinking about just painting this all, that was okay. There was no grain. But now that whatever I choose probably won't take the stain the same as this. So this is what I'm thinking. We still make a new drawer, but we use that mahogany that I had. So the rest of this will be that Spanish oak color, and the drawer will be that mahogany that I chose. And I think, listen, we're in uncharted territory. I think it'll work. I think that'll work. And then I don't know what I'm doing with the top yet. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Okay. Actually, minor deviation to the plan again. I'm gonna unscrew this, put some wood glue in it, and then re-screw it back together. Then we're gonna do some staining. Maybe we'll stain the inside. Maybe we'll just start with the inside. Let's start with the inside. Okay. Fix this, stain the inside, see where we go. All right, folks, here's our plan. think the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and shellac the inside of our bin. I'm not too worried that I'm going to have to come back in later and drill some holes into the finish. Since people won't be seeing the inside as much, I'm not really worried about that we'll have to drill into the finish a little bit. Then I am going to go ahead and measure and check our found wood from the poor man's flea market for our lid on the top of our bin, and then we will take our old drawer, grab some measurements from that, and then we'll head on back over to our scrap pile from the poor man's flea market and try to map out what supplies we will be using from that. And then we'll take some measurements from the back of the bin, and then we will lay out our measurements on our pegboard for the back to get that ready to cut. So those are our next steps. I am so nervous about this. I just suck cutting angles. I mean, what if, like, the internet was watching while I was doing this? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got we got the lid going there. We've got our back. It's not all the way attached. I just wanted to make sure it looks good on there. It does. Looks nice and good on there. Listen, we're going to take a little break. Plus, I hear a storm outside, which means I got to get Keith inside. He's out on the porch. So let's go take a break and get Keith back inside. Come on, Keith. We got to get inside. Thunderstorm's coming, buddy. Time to start building parts for our drawer. All right, first things first, I was fine. As you can see, I was wearing safety glasses, got a smock on, and I'm doing good. There were no injuries here. So this brings me to 2 points. First, always wear that safety equipment, people. We think sometimes that we can outreact an accident in progress. We can't. If we start the video right here, here it goes, in slow-mo, boom. Piece of wood hit me right in the head there. So always wear that safety equipment. Second, I'm going to take the video back here. Here is me before cutting that wood, having an inner monologue with myself about whether I should actually be cutting this on the miter saw. So what I want to say is, I know sometimes as a hobbyist, we don't think of ourselves as super knowledgeable or skilled, but I want you to know as a hobbyist, you do have this knowledge, and I should have listened to that inner voice of mine. So let me just finish off by saying, 1, make sure you wear that safety equipment. 2, even if you're a hobbyist, man, listen to that inner voice of yours. It can help save you a lot of trouble. All right, folks, so we are getting ready to switch over to I would say some prep work for the finishing. So we are going to be, pre-drilling holes into stuff so we can, get things ready to be screwed in the side when we're ready. We are going to figure out our finishing scheme for this. Have to figure out my plan for this. I think what I'm gonna do. I think what will happen if I use the stain that I put on there already, it's going to be a much lighter color. So I may start with that, and then if it's too, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to stain it with the original stain that we have on there. We'll see if it's a nice complementing color or not. Let's see how that goes. All right, paint is dry enough, and all the newspaper is on the side that will be not seen when you put this thing together. So it is time for some assembly. Alright guys, if you are still here with me at the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Let's just do a quick recap of our taters and onions bin that we found in the poor man's flea market. So, the things that we kept the same, or the things that we did not replace on our taters and onions bin, were basically the front panel here, this little top, and the sides. These are all the original wood that came with the taters and onions bin. I do believe that these are oak, solid oak, not even oak ply. So let me just double check. Yeah, 3/4 solid oak. So those, I think, stained up very nicely. It's hard to see it on this camera. I don't have a lot of good lighting for it. But on the staining of the body, I used a dark stain here, and then around the heart, I brought in a lighter, a little more like rich red mahogany stain. Looks great off camera. On camera, I just don't have the good lighting to make it work. Now, the things that we fixed up on our taters and onions bin, the one thing that we fixed up was our lid. You'll remember that the lid was broken, so we used some old, I think it's maple plywood. Once again, found this in the poor man's flea market. You know, just the next thing that we rebuilt or had to rebuild was the drawer itself. So the drawer we made out of drawer itself is made out of pine plywood. The 1, 2, 3, 4 sides around the side this way are all our pine plywood. I used it all up. I was gonna say if I had that, we found in the poor man's flea market. The bottom and the handle on our onions drawer, we made those out of other drawers that we found out in the poor man's flea market. So on the back, we replaced the back with pegboard that we found also in the poor man's flea market. That's it, folks. That is our taters and onions bin rescued from the poor man's flea market and hopefully refurbished and ready to be used and everything. Yeah, there you go. So hey, I'll say thank you once again. If you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching and thank you for your support. I hope to see you on the next video. See you, everybody. Howdy, folks. Thanks again for watching another episode of the Raging Deacon Workshop. I want to take this time to encourage you to donate any unused tools that you might have. Many of us have that one drawer or that one toolbox over here that hasn't been opened in years, possibly decades. You know, they probably contain those tools, odds and ends tools that we got for presents or we got from our neighbors. And sometimes we don't even know where we got them from. I know that from watching many other online tool enthusiasts that there are a lot of tools that belong to what I call the distinguished league of resting tools. And an idle tool does nobody any good. So if you have one of those drawers or one of those toolboxes, please consider donating those tools to a local charity of your choosing. Your donation could help an aspiring mechanic, creator, machinist, or even a DIY enthusiast save a few bucks. So whether you choose to donate to Goodwill or to Restore or to your local thrift store, remember, a good tool is more than just a tool. A good tool is an opportunity, and everyone deserves a good tool. Thank you for your consideration.